Zangief is now in Street Fighter 5. I figured I might as well get some practice in Street Fighter 4. I usually go with M. Bison. I went straight to him when the character select came up, but I was like, you know what? I'm actually really bad with him. I'll switch it over to Gief this time. I think I end up going with Scuba Gief as the costume. And I get matched up with Gen, who I don't play too much. I don't play against very often, so I'm not sure about the matchup. It might end up actually being pretty bad for Gen because he needs to be in on his opponent. Turns out this guy's number one. The number one Gen on PlayStation 4, and he has a good amount of player points too. He has like 2,000 some player points, which isn't bad at all. So we start out with some footsies. I'm gonna miss that heavy kick in Street Fighter 5. You'll see. I'll do a little comparison later on in the video. I do the green hand. I'm also gonna miss that because it seems like Gief struggles with getting in Street Fighter 5 because he is good in normals still, but his normals like his sweep there, which is still pretty good. His sweep in Street Fighter 5, you'll see, is still good. But it moves him forward in the stage, just like his heavy kick there. And it seems they don't really move him forward as much in Street Fighter 5. And the green hand also, which is one of his most used moves for mobility in Street Fighter 4, that's gone in Street Fighter 5. Which also, I'm kind of torn up about, because they changed his nickname from the Red Cyclone to the Iron Cyclone, when he even literally turns red in Street Fighter 5 as his V skill, or his V trigger, I guess. I'm just cycloning up in here do the EX grab just for the frame startup. But so yeah, at this point in the match, I'm like, wow, I just got around with the number one Gen. So I'm shitting myself, and I'm like, all right, I'm about to get exposed. Here it comes. I always get one round, maybe, against these good players, and then they're like, all right, turn on the jets. Time to expose this scrub. But you know, I just stick to the game plan. I realized that the heavy kick and the sweep were working well for me because there were times in the match when we would both sweep and mine would either come out first so I get a counter hit, or just there his came out first and got a counter hit. So we were sweeping back and forth all match. But I'm trying to play it real safe. He seems to be scared too. This green hand into the light pile driver, I think I'm hitting that. It's a really big distance because I green hand in. And then it's a light. The light one has the most range in Street Fighter 4, but I think he might be throwing out a poke or a normal or something because it was a lot of range. I think I might be catching his arm on one of his pokes. And then I'm right here. You can see me spazzing. I'm just doing EX pile drivers and grabs. I'm jumping. I'm spinning. I'm losing my cool. So I'm like, all right, I'm tired of this match. I'm shaking too much, and luckily I was going for that because I was like, you know what? If anything, the EX kick grab, you know, he has one on punch and one on kick. The kick one, at least I can move forward, have a little bit of armor, and make him do something, and maybe cause a little havoc. So he was close enough where I just got the grab off immediately. I didn't have to walk forward with it. I ended up ranking up, got a good amount of points against that number one Gen. So now we're going to look at some of the stuff from Street Fighter 5. On Gief, you see he has that heavy kick, which is nice. He can combo into it now if it's a counter hit. He has that big punch that has some armor on it. That's always good. He seems to be big on armor this time. He can combo with counter hits into his new anti-air grab. That's actually going to be useful. And his headbutt there is what stops projectiles as opposed to the green hand in Street Fighter 4. And he also has those counters, which can block some hits. That move there is his V trigger, and that seems to do a good amount of damage. You'll see in this match. I'm looking at this hop, this hop knee that he has, one of his normals. That seems to move him forward. I was really looking at that in this match between Snake Eyes and Kazunoko. So his normals still seem to be pretty good. They just don't really give him that much mobility. There's this damage on this V trigger. That's like as much damage that a grab does. And then there's the satisfying grab to punish the whiff. His light spinning pile driver doesn't do a lot of damage, but there's like a medium or a heavy right there. Seems to do a lot more. And then here is something I'm disappointed in. No green hand means he can't really get in to punish that whiffed super. So there's no punish that ends up happening. And then here you can see the range on that is not very far. So even while it can bring them closer to you, it's kind of a struggle still. So I don't know. Gief is going to be not very different, but different in Street Fighter 5. He doesn't have the same tools, but he has different tools. So he might get played a little bit differently. Might not be as high on the tier list. But that's it. Hope you enjoyed the video. See you in the next one.